Everybody, welcome to the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review Channel live stream tonight. Fortunately, we've got a really awesome show tonight. Samples were provided tonight by Jason from Mash and Drum, and we're going to be doing a quick, I shouldn't say quick, but we're going to be doing a blind review of the 5 samples that Jason sent. So tonight I've got Jason C. from the Mash and Drum, and Dan, Dusty Dan, or Dan the Man Trout. So, guys, welcome to the show tonight.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Nice to see you. It's going to be fun to be on this side of it, Scott, to provide you and Dan with the samples instead of Dan just messing with us completely. So I'm really looking forward to being on this side of it. I've provided you with 5 really interesting, different samples. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it, and I hope you guys watching will enjoy it as well.
Well, thanks for sending those samples. I appreciate it. It will be a little bit different because Dano is usually the one on the opposite end of everything, where he's the one providing the samples, and you and I are doing a lot of the guessing. So tonight should be a ton of fun tonight. So I'm glad everybody can join in. So thanks again for stopping in. So why don't we do this? So like Jason said, he provided the 5 samples. We're going to go letters A through E, and then basically we're going to do the nosing and tasting, and then ultimately rank which ones we prefer. Try to maybe figure out what they are along the way, and we'll kind of go from there. Should we go ahead and kind of get into things?
Yeah, just to let you guys know that I took my own notes to kind of coincide and hopefully I did this flight last night, as I mentioned, on my own to kind of taste through it and see how it goes. Really interested to see what your guys take on it. The one thing I will say is all 5 of these represent a very specific flavor profile, but just in different ways. So, like I said, the same but different.
The same but different. I love that. I love that. So,
yes.
So all right, let's before we get into it, let's I'm gonna check the chat, see who's in here. So Monica, number 1, and I think it's Monica's birthday today. So Monica, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Monica. It was her birthday today. Hope you're having a good one, Monica. Hope you're sipping something good.
Yes. Brian Walsh. Let's see. Chris Beaton. Hey, Chris. William, how are you? Who else we got? I think that's it right now that's in the chat. So let's go ahead and kind of get into it. So Dan, you want to start with letter A? We'll kind of get into it and see what we got.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited to be on the other side this time.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. We're going to letter A first, right?
All right, letter A.
Yes, I love this.
Yeah. So in fairness, like in full disclosure, before we did the live, we kind of started out, we were all chatting for a few minutes before, and we were already utterly confused with A as to what in the world this was. We had some kind of general ideas, but I don't know, Dan, what are you kind of picking up?
I mean, right away, I'm going to guess that this is something that is either finished or is a high rye. I mean, I'm picking up a little bit of a molasses, maybe a black licorice. Maybe some.
I would definitely agree with you. For me, right away, I got hit with a little bit of that rye spice that's there, followed by a little bit of chocolate and kind of like some maple syrup or molasses of some sort. Yeah, really. I mean, it's a fantastic nose. I mean, I really hope that it tastes like it smells, because if it does, and this is something that I can get, I'm already going out to purchase something. I'm barely even got into the A. So
so on the palate, there's a specific flavor profile that I hit. So all the things that you guys got on the nose, I completely agree with, and I had definitely written down high rye, a little bit of licorice there, some maple, but there's a flavor on the palate that really sticks out to me. I'm wondering if you guys get it too. So
all right, well let's dive into it. Dano, are you ready to kind of dive in and see what we got?
Let's do it.
All right,
go
cheers,
in.
guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, fellas.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Boy, it's very, very sweet. That rye spice really kicks in like right away.
Yeah, I mean, I get a nice hit of rye, but I also get some sweetness, maybe from some light fruits.
Yeah.
But
What
then I
any
still
citrus? Are you picking up any kind of citrus at all on this?
I was just gonna say that that's something I can always pick out is a citrus, and I get it on the finish. I don't get it in the front. I get it on the finish though.
Yeah, and I would say most of the feel, it really coats the mouth really well.
Yeah, it's just sitting on my tongue right now.
Yeah, and I would say most or really everything is wanting to hit or kind of rest on the mid to the back of the palate. Kind of, you can tell it's a really nice, super long like finish with this one so far. Nice and oily. You can just feel it kind of coat your mouth really well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She puts off some nice legs too. She has some nice
legs.
It
really does. It's really something that coats the glass like really well.
It's really
here's the one thing we didn't really touch on. For me, there's very little heat to it. It's just a nice rye spice, but almost no heat at all. It drinks like it's a really or a fairly low proof whiskey.
Yeah, this dram is all flavor. It's amazing.
I was gonna say it doesn't pack that punch to be a high proof. I mean, I would definitely say 100 or below. I mean,
I would guess that too. It's got like a little bit on the finish for me. It kind of finishes sweet but still spicy, like almost like a cotton candy, almost like a confectionery sweetness to it a little bit.
Yeah, there's some sweetness coming out for sure.
Yeah, so the note that I pick up on this when I take a sip of it is I get a chocolate dusted butterscotch note.
Yeah.
A heavy butterscotch, but almost with a little bit of chocolate and pepper kind of laid on top of it with that rye spice.
Yeah, I get the pepper. I get the.
Hey Dan, let me ask you. You've had this, and I haven't had it before. Is there any chance that this is cream of Kentucky?
No.
Okay. All right. I haven't had it, so I didn't have just the description started to be a little bit kind of cream of Kentucky. But I guess the thing that makes it maybe not that is it doesn't seem like I've heard as many people talk about the cream of Kentucky being as sweet.
No, I mean,
the cream of Kentucky has a completely different finish than this.
Yeah. But the legs on this. The legs on this say that it's a higher proof than 100, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Super. I mean, for me, the way that this stuff coats the glass is maybe as heavy as I've maybe ever seen. I mean, it's everywhere.
It's very oily.
It's like really very
oily, and the flavor on it just stays on your palate.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic whiskey.
This is a really nice choice for letter A. I will say that.
Yeah,
it's an absolutely beautiful bourbon, and when you guys see what it is, you'll see why.
I'm really hoping that you tell me that this is something I can get readily for the most part.
Well, we'll have to see.
Okay. All right. So so far A is in first place for me.
As well as it should be, yes.
Yes, and it should be. I think this is going to be a strong contender. That's a good. That's definitely a good way to start out with something like that. So fantastic.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll definitely take a sip of water or eat a cracker if you have it, and then let's go into B here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's go to B. I'm gonna take a little sip of water here. Let me see. I'm just gonna check the chat and see who's in here right now. So
yeah, definitely. Hey, Eric Waite's in the house.
Make it happen. He's probably gonna win something tonight. He usually does. Juan, how's it going, bud? Chris Beaton, George Kaplan, Eric Waite. Thanks for jumping in, Eric. Chris, Bourbon Sane. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, go ahead and do that. Chris, Santa Cruzin, how's it going? Moose 76. All right, good group of people in here right now. So, all right, so Dan, you ready to go to B?
Yeah, this one for the viewers, I don't know if you can see, but this one is very, very dark.
Yeah, very dark. I don't know.
Yeah, Dan, you have kind of a close camera. Hold it up if you can. Show how dark it is.
Yeah, I mean that's very, very dark. So
yeah, and I don't think mine is. Yeah, you might be able to see it. It's. I mean, it's coming across dark, but it really is really, really dark. So it's really nice. So.
All right, Scott, let's take it to the sniffer.
All right.
Take it to the nose.
Oh, my God.
All right, let's see what we've got here.
Oh, my God, that smells so freaking good.
This has one of the most unique noses I've had in a long time.
Oh, man. Oh, my God, I almost got like a cherry cola. Or,
that was one of the things I was going to say, like a cherry Coke and cherry, like
absolutely nailed it. That was my first inclination when I sniffed that stuff. It was cherry Coca-Cola. Cherry Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yep. You guys nailed it on that one. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I even get a little bit of a nuttiness to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, I'm picking up some oranges and like a little bit further down into it. I could definitely. There's a little bit of oak on it too, but that's
definitely some oak. And I think for me, like I even get some, which I don't get on a lot of things, but I'm picking up some like apricot type of note to it.
I know Jason has the famous nose for the apricot.
Yeah, I could pick up peach and apricot on, mostly a lot of stuff. But you know what? That's interesting. I don't get it too much on this. I do get a lot of, like you said, I get a lot of cherry cola, but I get a lot of, on this one, I get a lot of spice, and not baking spices, not like nutmeg or not like a cinnamon. It's just, I don't know. There's like it's almost like a pumpkin spice.
Yeah, and I guess I would define that for me. Like that's kind of what I get when you say that. I think like right away like that nice kind of like pungent rye spice that you get. That just nice nice full body,
like a pie crust note along with it.
Yeah, it's a really nice nose.
This is a phenomenal nose right here, man. I'll tell you what.
And again, I mean, I'm not getting much heat off of so far A or B. There's nothing that's super like astringent or like high ethanol. Nothing like that so far.
No.
All right, I gotta taste this one. I gotta taste this. So.
Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to taste this on the palate. So go in for it.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just dark fruit, chocolate all day, and then that spice kicks in, and you can. Here comes the proof. You can tell there's a little bit more proof on this one now. So,
if there was a such thing as a cherry cola, spice like cake, then that's what it is on the glass.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised that cherry cola note, is on the palate as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice spice. A lot of really good spice to it. Again, that chocolate note is really starting to kind of come through with this thing. That cherry chocolate, cherry Coke.
It's like one of those chocolate covered cherries, those cellos or whatever they are.
Yeah, something. Yeah, it's really, really nice and sweet, but then that spice kicks in on the mid to the back of the palate.
Now, see on the palate, I am picking up like a cinnamon or a. I wouldn't say it's a clove, but I'm definitely getting some cinnamon, some dark fruit, maybe a
I think the spice kick comes off more as a cinnamon than anything, but it's like it's almost like a chocolate covered cherry dusted in cinnamon. That's actually how I wrote it down.
Maybe like I said, like a raisin or a plum.
It's really like refined, like dark fruit type of notes to it.
This is
really good. Really, really nice. Man, oh man, I don't even know so far between A and B. I don't even know how I would rank those two. So it could be. I would have trouble if it was just A versus B right now, to be honest.
Yeah,
this is really nice. I don't know. For me, like I enjoy both of them equally so far. I don't have a front runner with these two yet.
We got 32 in the chat. Everyone hanging out and watching. So thanks guys for coming in tonight.
Yes, thank you very much for jumping in. So let's see who else is in here. DJ Beacon. Hey DJ, how's it going?
Hey Brian Brennicke's in the house. He's drinking some whiskey. Yep. That's cool.
George Kaplan. George, how's it going? Miguel Torres. Miguel, how are you? Richie Z, what's up, buddy? Thanks for everybody. I appreciate you stopping in. We have a fun one tonight. So we're already utterly confused and we're only through B. So, all right. So, man, oh man.
Yeah, B is pretty damn delicious, I will say. So
yeah, I mean, I like both of them. I mean, for a couple of different reasons, but so far those are fantastic pours.
Man, all right, guys. So C, C has probably one of the most unique noses I've had, even more than A and B. So I'm curious what you guys think.
All right.
Well, let's see what we got C here.
Whoa. What the hell is that?
For me, like right away, it's like real nutty. It's real nutty for me.
There's something I picked up on the initial smell, but I can't get it back now.
Oh, there's like maybe a little bit of like a vanilla cream there as well.
The creme brulee.
Yeah. But definitely some nuttiness to that.
Yeah. Almost like a pecan or.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys nailed it. There's definitely a nutty character to it, but there's some very unique. If you keep kind of swirling it around and open it up, there's some very unique sweet flavors beyond the nuttiness that I get.
Boy,
I mean,
I guess you start to get
some tropical.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Some kind of like something tropical and even more of those like again, like kind of back to that like kind of like apricot or that.
So I don't want to sway you guys, but smell letter C and think rum.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure if the guest who provides the sample should be telling us exactly what we're smelling or not. So
I know, but I can't help it with this one. It's one of the most unique. No, it's really crazy.
I mean, I almost get like a really ripe mango, maybe.
Yeah. Man, like, man, there's something else there. I'm really struggling with something. It's really unique. I mean, it's one of those whiskeys that you're really just trying to pull out like just a lot of really interesting things. And I think this would be one of those those whiskeys that, without tasting it so far, that if you were to sit down with it, that this might kind of open up or develop a little bit more. That's my kind of gut feeling with this one.
Yeah,
but I do get a little bit of rye spice. You know?
I've had this open now for maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I didn't smell this one initially when I first poured them, but
yeah.
I mean, this one, the flavors, it's all over the place. Like I said, it's pecan and mango.
Yeah,
some burnt sugars.
The one prevalent note on here is definitely like a mixed nuttiness, peanut butter, pecan flavor, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is for me. That's what I picked up like right away, was that nuttiness to it, mixed in again with that kind of like underlying like sweetness. I know Dan had mentioned something tropical. I was thinking like the apricot, that kind of fruit, something along, those lines.
This is a great nose, dude.
But yeah, there is a little bit of a finishing kind of aspect to it, kind of, and maybe that's what I'm struggling with. Maybe, I know you had said rum, Jason, but
I get some burnt sugars on there too.
Yeah, that's another one. I think that's the sweetness that there is. Yeah.
So what I wrote down was I wrote down festival roasted cinnamon nuts. When you go to like a carnival and they have those roasted nuts, like burning. That's what I get mainly on there.
Yeah, I can see that, because there's that nuttiness with that underlying sweetness that's there. So
yeah, it's a great. Wait till you taste it. It's gonna kind of.
All right.
It might throw you a little bit there, but.
All right, Dan, ready to taste this one?
Let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wow, that's completely different from the nose.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is it real? Do you get like a lot of vanilla on this?
I get a ton of vanilla on this.
Some nice caramels there that are there as well, that burnt sugar.
The burnt sugar stayed. I don't get any of that tropical fruit on the palate though. I do get some fruits, but it's not the tropical fruits.
Yeah, for me, this is all vanilla and sweet oak.
Yeah, a little bit of, there's definitely some oak there.
Maybe a little bit of some kind of berry on the front of the palate.
Boy. Little bit of pepper starts to kick in on this one too, a little bit.
Yeah, I could get that. Yep.
And the finish on this is really nice. Now this one feels like it's a little bit hotter than the other two.
Yeah, I would agree. There's probably a little bit more proof to this.
But again, maybe this is somewhere in between like the 110 to 120 range. Maybe.
You think that high? Hey.
It could be, unless it's just the spice that's coming off the palate. Maybe.
Yeah, it's really for me. It's really spicy on that mid to the back of the palate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think initially you get hit with like a nice wave of sweetness, and then it finishes with that kind of peppery rye spice, like on the mid to the back of the palate. Really, really nice.
Yeah. This is actually I do get those burnt sugars though. I tell you.
Yeah, it's really there. That sweetness is definitely there. Boy.
Jason, I don't know what you did here, man, but you got me twisted, bud.
I told you I was going to twist you up.
Now I know. Now I know how you guys feel when I send you guys stuff. Jesus.
Yeah. It's tough. It's really tough to go through these things and try to.
Yeah.
So if you guys A, B, C, if you had to pick a dram, and I'm just saying off the bat, if you had to pick a favorite, what would it be so far, A through C?
B.
B. Okay.
Mine so far would be A, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But I do want to go back through and taste all of them again before I make that decision. So
Yeah,
Right.
I agree. Yeah,
but
Jason,
so
don't
far,
rush us
that,
into this.
that
Okay.
cherry cola palate and nose is just that won me over so far. So
Yep.
Yeah, really. I mean, really, for me, A and B could be kind of like the 1A, 1B type scenario. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with that. Even though C, I mean, I really like C as well. I mean, it's
Rare
I don't know,
Birds
I'm
in the house.
struggling.
Hey, what's up, David? Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Hey, David, how are you? Good old Rare Bird 101. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, if none of you guys have checked out his blog and you're a Wild Turkey fan, you better go over there now and start reading
Yeah.
stuff.
It's
Some
really
great
good.
information coming off of
And
that
I know
page.
when he was on your channel last week, I mean, I really appreciate somebody who puts in the effort, to do those kind of things, so when, we all take our time to do these things, but when you're doing like what David does, I mean, that's really, really, impressive and time consuming and all of that. That's fantastic.
I mean, it's very informative for the community too. That's
Yeah, I think that live stream that we had last week was one of the best. I really enjoyed that. That was a great time, David. Thanks again for coming on. Got a lot of great feedback
I'd
from
really like
it.
to see him on one of your guys' channels again, because that was awesome. So
yeah,
that was really, really fun one to watch.
Scott, did you want to do a giveaway? You want me to go ahead and?
Oh, yeah. So I want to do that. So I've got some, like some of you may know. So I've got more of a, like a wooden challenge coin. And I'll be giving away a couple of these tonight. So I've asked Dan and Jason to kind of come up with a trivia question. We'll kind of monitor the chat, and then whoever it is that gets the answer, obviously first, I'll send you guys one of the wooden challenge coins that I had made up. So Dan, do you want to go first and kind of ask the question, and then we'll monitor the chat?
Sure. Yeah. And whoever wins this as well, I recently just acquired a store pick of Knob Creek that was from the Bourbon Enthusiast. I can tell you it is a very unique Knob Creek pick. So whoever wins this trivia question will also be provided a sample of that. So this one may be a little tricky. Some of you may remember, but Jason had mentioned this on one of his videos about a new release from Weller. What is the name of the new release coming from the Weller line?
All right, we'll keep an eye on it. Jason, if you see something first, let me know.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Okay. Dan, I think you've stumped everybody with that question.
So far, I got from Chris. I see the last one is Chris that said, "Damn."
That's it.
I think he was referring to the.
Looks like Brandon Weiss got it.
Brandon Weiss. Brandon Weiss nailed it.
All right, Brandon. And so Brandon, if you want, I'll throw my email in there right away. But Brandon, if you want to just send me an email with your mailing information, I'll send that out to you sometime this week. So.
And then Scott, if you can get his information and send that over to me, I'll get him out this sample as well. So.
Yeah. Okay. And I just put the my email in the chat. So if you guys want to send an email to me, you can it there. Dan, thanks for the question. That was a good one.
No problem.
All right. So
who knows? I may give away another one at the end of the night.
Yeah. So I'll do another giveaway. Jason will have a question of some sort, and I'll do another giveaway with another coin, and yeah. So we can maybe it's only 8:30, so we're flying right through this thing. So do we want to go through? Do we want to go to D already at this point?
Yeah, because if you guys are going to go through them one more time to pick your favorites, then yeah.
Right. That's a good idea. All right, Dan, you ready to go through? Go to D?
All right, so you guys are at D, so I'm gonna sniff along with you here.
All right.
That's a florally nose right there.
Yeah, it really is. Like kind of some caramels that are there. Yeah, definitely some like again that burnt sugar is kind of starting to come through a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a slight nuttiness to it as well.
I do get some nuttiness on there.
Some corn,
But
that
this one
corn
is,
present.
yeah, there's definitely some sweet corn. This one's kind of fruit forward for me though.
Yep. Very much
Yeah,
so.
I would
Yeah.
agree.
This one's very
I'm
forward.
thinking like a ripe strawberry or maybe a little bit of citrus in the back there, but
Yeah, I can
some ripe
definitely
berries.
see a little citrus.
I like the nose on this one. This is nice. There's
Yeah,
something in
none of
there.
them, and so far, really, none of them on the nose have given the impression of super high proof so far. I mean, C for me probably drank the hottest, but really there haven't been any of them that you've kind of put your nose down into that have been
No.
so off-putting or anything like that. So
Yeah, I agree with you on that. There's nothing that's been really really hot. Like I said with sample C, I don't know if it was the proof or it was the spiciness coming off of the
yeah.
you know. But this one, I mean,
Well,
to me, I
and
just see this one
I really
very
start to get with D a little bit of that like kind of vanilla cream, that creme brulee starts to kind of
yeah.
come through a little bit on it as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a really another
My
really
right
nice
snoot
nose.
works a little bit better than my left snoot does. So
My left snoot.
And I believe for the people watching at home, I believe those are technical terms, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it is left and right snoot, I believe.
But yeah, I get ripe berries, I get caramel, I get vanilla. I don't really get any oakiness on the nose on this one.
Maybe a little bit, but not a lot. Now this will be interesting. I wonder if my do you think this one might have a little bit of heat to it? The more I kind of sniff it, the more I kind of get a little bit more off of it, but I don't know.
So Dan, Chris at Bourbon Saying asked you if when you blow in the glass, does that open up the nose for you a little bit?
For me, it does. Yeah. It kind of any kind of alcohol vapors that may be sitting in there, kind of just blow it away, and then try to get a quick sniff right after that. To me, I mean, in my opinion, I feel like it opens up the scent of a little bit more, in my opinion.
Yeah, Eric asked, how many bourbons are you doing? At what point do you get palate fatigue?
I mean, my palate's not really fatigued right now, to be honest with you. I mean,
we're doing 5, but I think right now, I think with what we're doing and the small amount of tasting that we're doing, I don't think that the fatigue is going to set in. I mean, we could probably continue to do like more, but if we were drinking each one of these glasses or a full pour, it would probably be much more difficult. But
yeah, and I will say, Eric, when you're, I know Dan does this too. When I'm doing it, when I craft a blind tasting, I actually take that into account. So I'm not out to burn your palate out with all stuff that's super high proof. And these guys have already called out stuff that might not be super high proof. Some of the stuff is more flavorful. Some might drink more high proof than it actually is. So there's definitely a kind of method to the madness when you're crafting. It's one thing just to take a bunch of stuff, throw it in a glass that's super high proof and have people taste. And I know a lot of people appreciate that. But there's kind of a method to the madness when you're really trying to craft a really beautiful blind flight for someone, to take them from A to E and give them different experiences. So,
you know what? I'm not to cut you off, Jason. I'm sorry, but I'm getting a little bit of grapefruit deep down in there right now.
Oh, grapefruit! That's a good nose. That's a good nose.
Grapefruit. Okay.
I can pick up citrus, man, and this is I've rarely smelled grapefruit on anything, but I swear to you, there is grapefruit in here.
All right, that's kind of interesting.
Though, man. You got to get that snoot in there a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, whiskey shenanigans in the house. What's up, Mikey?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. How are you? Your
yeah,
Mike, your second coin is in the mail, so hopefully the USPS doesn't steal this one. I even get, this is kind of strange, but I'm even getting, like, now that I've spent a little bit of time with it, like a juicy fruit gum sweetness to it a little bit.
yeah. And you know what's funny, guys? That's almost how letter A was.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you guys to taste this one because
I'm ready.
Yeah, go for it, man. Taste it.
All right.
All right, Scotty. Cheers.
Oh, that's a peanut butter all day long right there.
Really, peanut butter you get on the palate?
Oh, like right away, like immediately for me, it's like real like peanutty or peanut butter for me.
I get a fruit bomb. There's some spiciness there for sure.
Yeah,
but you know what?
spiciness.
You do say a little bit of peanut butter. I can see that. I can get it a little bit.
Man, there's something else that's there that's very unique.
Yeah, I agree. I almost want to say it's. I don't know if it's finished in something, but it's. There's honestly something there. I can't quite pick it out.
Is this an old Forester vertical by any chance? I'm still trying to figure out the same but different. You kind of mess with me, that same but different type of thing. Now I'm really trying to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do get fruits on this though on the palate. I mean,
yeah, this has I get the same thing, Dan. I get a ton of fruitiness. There's a little bit. There's definitely a nuttiness to it, Scott. But I get more.
I get nuttiness from the finish.
I get so much fruit forward on the palate, and the nuttiness is a little bit on the finish, but I think it really finishes off with a nice spice too.
Yeah, it does. That rye spice or whatever that spice is really nice. But it's got the one thing I do like about it, it does have a really good mouthfeel to it. Like it's nice and creamy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's sticking to the palate like
it definitely it definitely sticks. Absolutely.
Oh man, this is
good. This is going to be really difficult. What about some tobacco? You getting any tobacco on this thing?
I don't get tobacco, but I do get a little bit of leather. I mean, I don't know.
Leather?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see where you'd be getting that from, but I don't get that on the front of the palate. The front of the palate is a fruit bomb for me. Yeah. I get that nuttiness, maybe a little bit of cinnamon, the lightest bit of clove, and then maybe that leather / tobacco thing on the finish. It's just sitting on my tongue right now.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones that really hits the kind of that mid to the back of the palate with that nice kind of like rye kick to it. But it does, and it's a little bit of dryness there to this on this one for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this maybe is a high rye bourbon.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well.
I mean, just off the spiciness of the palate, especially toward the back, I would say this is definitely a high rye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the one thing I do like about it, like you said, Ian, it starts out very like fruit forward, and then as it gets to that mid to the back of the palate, that spice really kicks in. You get a little bit of that dryness, and then it's a really nice long finish on this one though.
I absolutely love this dram. I was very impressed for the day I opened it. It's very it has changed. I will say that this dram I poured, it's about halfway down the bottle, and it changed from day one to what it is now. And that's why I wanted to share it with you guys, because I feel like right now where it's at its peak, and it's so good. I'm
going to say this is probably anywhere between the 105 115 proof, maybe.
Yeah, I could definitely see that one. So Jason, what is this one?
This is yeah, this is all yeah, this is a 2-year Scotch.
Oh yeah, this is fantastic. Oh, this is the opposite of like Dirty Earth. I really enjoy this one. This is a good one.
Yeah, for Scott's sake, I did not put any Scotch in it.
And I appreciate that very much.
Eric waits that I tend to pick up rye in the finish, especially on the return, and follow through after I've. Yeah, absolutely, Eric Wade. That's when I think for most people, you get rye more on the finish. Sometimes you'll get it on the nose and the finish. I don't necessarily get a lot of rye in the mid palate. I get a lot of citrus on the finish. I get a citrus a lot on the nose, I should say, which usually will tend to be a stronger rye influence, and especially on the finish, you get that spicy kick. And Eric, as you go through Eric's doing bourbon month right now, which is really cool. As he tries different stuff, he'll definitely tend to notice that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of interested to hear his thoughts and opinions on some of these things. So I'm really looking forward to being on his channel. If anybody in here hasn't seen Eric Waite's channel, go over there and check it out. He does a really, really nice job. I do have to say the comment that Matthew Devine put in there. Can you guys adopt me so I can share in your collections, or do they frown upon 38-year-old adoptions? That's a good one, Matthew. I got to give you credit. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah,
Matthew. We welcome everyone. Yeah, it'd be great.
We do. Good one, Matthew. All right. So, boy, I don't know. That's a really a really good one too. I don't know. I don't think I've struggled. What was that, Dan?
I said you want to move on to letter E?
Yeah, let's move on to letter E. So take a little sip of water. Yeah, I really like D a lot.
All right.
All right.
This is so awesome. I love it.
Yeah, we can tell you're having a good old time.
Dude, guys, I've been planning this flight for like 3 weeks. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I had one vision of the flight in my head, but the only thing after I did it, I only switched out one bottle, but everything else worked really well together. So I'll let you know what that is as we go through it. So you guys are moving on to E now?
Yeah, so we're on to E, and the only thing I can see like right away after tasting and smelling these other ones is that E is like if you drop like a bomb of maple syrup out on somebody, that's exactly what this one would be.
Absolutely. D is pure maple syrup and waffles, man.
Yeah, it's for sure. It's for sure that. So I'm gonna have to see if I can get my wife to mix some of this stuff in when she makes her pancakes and syrup and all that. Oh man. That's really good. That is super sweet and mapley.
Isn't that amazing on the nose? This is one of the best. This is one of the best noses I've had in so long. I had to include it.
Yeah, I mean it's molasses, burnt sugars, vanilla, caramel.
Yeah. It's basically dessert in a glass. I gotta say.
Yeah. Boy, that is really
a little bit of dark fruits in there.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. So far, I have zero idea how I would rank these. So if you guys don't mind spending the rest of the night and early morning while I try to rank these, I'm gonna need a little bit of time to.
I mean, I'm getting a little bit of. I'm definitely getting some baking spices on this, Jason. I don't know if you do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's some pepper, a little bit of pepper. It's like that maple you get right away, and then that kind of peppery kind of nose kicks in.
I'm really picking up some.
I can't wait for you guys to taste it because there's a specific taste I get on this when I take a sip of it.
Jason, you've said that about all 5 of them so far.
And you know what? I got to say, for the most part, you guys have been pretty spot on what I taste, but I'm curious what you think about E.
These are some nice thick legs on here, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
the more you kind of nose it, a little bit more kind of cinnamon starts to come out with this one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some baking spices in here for sure.
Yep.
Oh man.
It's making me hungry, to be honest with you.
Everyone always has. I get a lot of comments on my videos that after they watch them, they're like, "Dude, every time you describe a bourbon, I get hungry because I always equate it to food."
Yeah. Boy, this one so far to me, like in smelling all of them, tends to be like there's a little bit more alcohol there on the nose with this one for me.
Yeah, I mean you can just look at the legs on there.
Yeah.
I mean, those thick legs. All right. Going for the taste, Scott?
Dive in. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Oh yeah, it's got some high proof to it for sure. That's a 125 to 135 range maybe. Oh, that's good.
I don't know, my first thought would be this is some kind of like Knob Creek or something. That'd be my first.
I was going to say maybe a Booker's.
Something, yeah. I don't know. For me, I don't. It's not drinking that hot for me. That really comes across like really hot. But for me, this is more like creamy vanilla with a little bit of nuttiness, and I don't get as much of the nose, or what I'm tasting now on the palate as much as I was getting on the nose. Are you, Dan?
That's hard to say.
Vanilla on the palate for me.
Yeah, I mean, well, what is that? Man, there's something I don't know what that is.
You want me to tell you the flavor that I get on this when I drink it?
Yeah.
French toast.
French toast.
It's got a maple cinnamon spice, but a bready type of aspect to it that sticks around.
This reminds me of something I've had, or maybe close to. I can't figure out what that is.
Yeah. See, now for me, with what Jason just described, I get more of that on the nose than I do the palate part of it for me. But man, I have no idea what the hell any of this is. I have no idea.
I think I might know what this is.
What do you think?
I think I might know what this is.
You think this is a Knob Creek?
No, I'm not getting that nuttiness that comes from there. I'm thinking this is, well, I don't know. It could be that freaking that Scooby-Doo Knob Creek. But there's more flavors to it though. It's twisting my palate in different ways here.
Yeah, I think that's the confusing part, is that there's a lot more to this one. And again, this is another one of those whiskeys that if you could sit down with it and just kind of take your time with it, I think you could pull out a ton of different like flavor profiles on something like this.
Are you getting any mocha or chocolate on this at all?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that for sure. Like a lot of the dark fruit and I thought, like, at first I was thinking very like a coffee note, and maybe that's what that is. But
yeah, you know what? That's an interesting note, Scott, because I have gotten that here and there on this dram as well.
Yeah, so it's something.
As it opens up, I definitely got a little bit of a coffee bean on it. Yep.
Do you? You do get coffee and like a mocha?
Yeah, there's definitely that.
Yeah, like a little bit of a coffee note on it. Yep.
Man, this is really fantastic.
I'll say it before we reveal it, but I think I have an idea.
Okay.
There's only one other dram I've ever had that's tasted similar to this. So I'm gonna write what I think it is.
Yeah, if I think I know what you think it is, and you might have it.
Like I said, I've told to the viewers, I told them off air, Jason's one of those guys that secretly gets stuff and doesn't tell anybody. So this could really be anything. I could be completely wrong and be a fool, but I think I know what this is.
Okay, good.
This is from the mash and drum room number 2.
Yeah.
Yes. This is number 2. This is the stuff that's on the floor that I have no room for. So.
Oh man, that is really good. I don't know. I think I should.
Jason has a great taste in
I think
whiskey
I
and
should
bourbon.
end this while I'm ahead because I don't want to rank these. I have no idea where to even go with this.
Yeah. What'd you say, Dan?
I said you have a great selection of stuff though. So I mean, you could have pulled out anything here. I mean, you've stumped me. So I know how you guys feel when I send you stuff.
That last flight you did, Dan, when all the noses did not match the palate. That one freaking screwed me up for days.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell I was smelling.
It definitely does take some planning, you know what I mean, to try to, to what Eric was saying.
That's what I mean. It's one thing. It's one thing to just take some high quality stuff and throw it in a flight and send it out. But if you really think about the flavor profiles of each thing you're putting in a flight, from proof to flavor profile, you could really make a beautiful flight for someone. It's just, you have to take some time to kind of sip it and work on it and see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I agree. And I think this is one of those things where at times, even with this flight that we've got right now, it's fantastic. And I think this is one of those ones where if you took even more time or you had more time to just really go through each one and really just allow, for them to develop, you'd probably pick out, God only knows what other kind of profiles with these things. They're all
this has been a phenomenal experience right here. I'll tell you what, it's nothing is overpowering.
No.
Besides the one on the end, that's got to be I don't know. My second sip didn't taste as strong. So it could be in like the 110 to 115 range now, maybe.
That's where I think max wise so far for me, there hasn't been much that seems like it's been over that proof, that 110 ish type of proof, because we all know when you start getting above that, a lot of these things really start to get hot, like Booker's and things along those lines. But yeah,
here's the one underlying this is the one underlying aspect I picked out of all of these. And maybe when I say it, it'll kind of make a little bit more sense to you guys. So all 5 of these drams, first, I will say they all have different proof points. And you guys, for the most part, from what I heard, you were definitely kind of on the mark with what you had said from A to E. But I will say the one aspect that I said, the one type of characteristic that these all had, that the reason why I picked them is that they all don't drink like their proof point, whether it be a low proof point that tastes higher or a high proof point that tastes lower. That was the characteristic through all of these that ran through each glass.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. For me, it was very consistent, across the board. You got a lot of, for me, they all, for the most part, kind of drank very similar. There wasn't anything that was underwhelming. There wasn't anything that was super hot where you knew immediately it was like a Booker's or something along those lines. They've all been very, very consistent for me.
Originally that's what I thought when I tasted E. My initial on the palate, it came off kind of hot the first go around, but then the second sip, it definitely toned down a little bit. So,
I haven't. Yeah. So when you guys go through it again, I'm curious of what you think those proof points are. So, it's already 5 to 10. That's crazy. It's gone so fast.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why don't we do this? Yeah. Why don't we go back through? We'll kind of go back through real quick. we'll kind of put them in order. And then while we're doing that, Jason, do you want to do a bit of a question? We'll do kind of a second giveaway a little bit.
Yeah. So this is for your, what are we doing this for? This is for your coins?
This is just for another one of the My Bourbon Journey wooden kind of challenge coins.
I'll tell you what too, Scott, whatever you guys pick as your favorite dram, if it happens to be the same one, well, we'll see. If you guys pick two different favorites, the person that wins this question, I'll send them whatever their favorite dram is out of the two. Okay.
Okay.
I'll send them a sample of that. So,
I'm gonna start going back through these guys.
Yeah, start going through them. I had a question lined up, and I'm trying to think what the hell it was. What was the question that I had thought of? So yeah, this was it. So if you guys had watched, I just tasted and did my first run through of the bracket challenge for my top 16 bourbons between 20 and 30 bucks. The first one to answer, what was the number 16 seed that I ranked? First one to answer will win the next, will win these coin from Scott and whatever winning dram you get from either Dan or Scott. Hey, Scotch Test Dummies in their house. What's going on, man?
Hey, Scott.
I see Richie Z got it, 1792. You guys see that too?
Yes.
Yep, Richie Z, man. Congrats, buddy.
All right, congrats, Richie. You get another coin, bud.
So Richie will get another coin, and Richie will also get the choice of, well, whether you guys pick the same favorite dram or whether or not you have two different ones, Richie will get to pick after the reveal which one he wants.
Yeah, going back to letter B, I would actually letter B was my favorite. But letter A is kind of taking over that right now, I think. This is tough, Jason. This isn't fair.
No, it's really difficult. I mean, there's probably a good chance that once I give my ranking that I'll probably go back through and I'm sure change something. So.
Oh, man.
Man, I'm struggling.
This is tough, man. I tell you what, Jason, you did a hell of a job here, buddy.
Yeah, I'm so confused. I have no idea.
Oh God, letter D is just what the hell is that? What is that? Now I get like Cinnamon Toast Crunch for letter D.
Wow, Cinnamon Toast Crunch on letter D? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
Could be after following all these here, but
yeah, it could be.
I don't think we're gonna even remotely come close to like our.
I feel like you have to be careful with E because I feel like E was the one that I replaced originally, and it kind of throws off everything if you go to E immediately.
Oh man, this is. So I would say, like Eric brought up a point before of palate fatigue, and this is for me like rushing through these, where we're kind of going back and rushing through these, where it can really kind of influence.
Yeah, the first go around when we went through initially, I was fine, but rushing through the end here, that you feel it on your tongue here. So
got a 45 in the chat watching, guys. Thanks so much.
all right, I'm gonna call this out right now.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna say
so hold on, Dan. I'm gonna write down your rankings here. So I have between Scott and Dan, you're gonna rank your E through, I should say 5 to 1, what your favorites are.
I am, yeah. I wanted to say what I thought E was.
Okay, yeah, go for it. What do you think E is?
I think E is a Maker's Mark store pick.
Okay.
So I haven't
hang on a second. Let me taste again. You think that's a weeded bourbon, hey?
If it's not, then you've completely fooled me, man.
All right, so I have that written down. You think E is a Maker's store pick? Okay.
I could maybe see that. It is kind of soft and floral. But what the hell do I know?
All right.
Yeah, I did. I really like E though too quite a bit. So
yeah.
Well, this will be interesting to see these rankings. So I think these are going to be kind of all over the board based on our little bit of a discussion here. So.
All right. So if you guys had to pick a least favorite, what would it be?
For me, I had C as my least favorite.
That's what I have too. I have C as my last.
C was last for both of you. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that's 5. All right, next in line, what's 4th place?
I had E.
I had D as 4th for me.
All right, so okay, so let me see here. 5th is C for both of you. What do you got? I'm sorry, Dan. What do you got for 4th?
E.
E. And what did you say? What did you say, Scott?
D as in dog.
D. Okay. All right. What do you guys got for 3rd?
I had E.
I had D.
All right, we're not too far off. We're doing better than I thought we were gonna.
Yeah.
Wait, Dan, what'd you say? What'd you say your 3rd place was, Dan?
3rd place was D.
D. Okay. All right. What's 2nd?
This was tough, man.
Yeah.
Originally, oh God, I'm so torn. Originally, I had B. At the first go through, I had B as my front runner. But I think A has snuck up and won my heart this time.
So A is your number 1?
I'll let Scott choose first. I can't decide.
All right, Scotty. What do you got as A and B?
That's how I have it. I have B as B as 2 and A as 1.
Wow. All right. Hey, Perry from This Is My Bourbon podcast is in the house.
Hey, Perry, how are you? Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with A as number 1 and B as number 2. I think.
Yes, this is awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so I think we nailed everything. I think we flip flopped 1, but I think we.
Yeah, you guys pretty much had the same lineup, but you flip flopped only 1. So
yeah.
All right, so you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the reveal?
Yes.
All right, so how are you gonna? I guess it doesn't matter. We're pretty close. So how are you?
You guys are pretty close. So I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna go through from back to front since you guys kind of went that way in your rankings, for the most part. So okay, so E. So E, Scott. E was your last place, right?
No, C.
No. E was my 3rd place.
Oh, E was 3rd place and C was your last place.
Yeah.
All right, so both of you guys picked C as your last place. So I'm going to start with that one. So C, this is really interesting. So C was you guys ready? The Knob Creek 2001 limited edition
Really?
Batch 2.
Wow.
Yep.
So that's key. So that's the Knob Creek.
Yep.
Well, there was that.
That was the 2001,
pecan.
right?
Well, say again, Scotty?
That was the 2001. Okay, yeah.
That's the 2001 limited edition. This comes in at 100 proof. It's batch 2. And, yeah, it was bottled in 2001. And it's about, I think it's about 12 years old. So
I had pecan as the note in there, burnt sugars, mango, but I brought it in at 115, 120 proof, so I was off on the proof for sure.
100 proof. Monica called it. She said Jim Beam. She got it.
Yeah, and that was the very first thing I got, like right away, was that nutty kind of creme brulee type of beam note to it.
Yeah.
All right, so Scott, you had 4th place was D, and
correct.
Let's see, and
I had E.
Yeah, you had E's. All right, so let's just go to E real quick. Okay. And Dan the Man Trout, he nailed it. Maker's Mark, Private Select.
I knew it.
Good call.
I knew it.
Good call, Dan.
This is the Bourbon Pursuit store pick. So this comes in at 110.8 proof or 55.4 alcohol by volume.
So I hit that one.
Yeah, it's got 4 seared French cuvee, 1 Maker's 46 stave, 3 roasted French mocha, and 2 toasted French spice. Once you said mocha, Dan, I had a feeling you knew what it was.
Yeah, I got that as on the palate. It was all over it. So awesome.
Yeah, good job, Dan. Now the next 3 are probably gonna really screw with you, which is awesome. So, let's see. Perry said, was just talking about the pick the other day. Apparently good, but not what everyone was hoping. Yeah, I think I agree, Perry. I think what they explained as far as the flavor profile, I think it matched up on the nose, being maple and waffle and stuff like that. But I don't think it really translated to the palate as much.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I had. So I had, for me, that E was a nose and palate kind of difference, that the palate wasn't matching up with the nose, and I could see where people definitely could see where that was the case.
Yeah. The nose on it is definitely actually better than the palate, which is kind of crazy. So,
yeah.
All right, so let's go to number 3. Dan, you had D, which we let's see, you had D, and you had Scott, you had E. E we already revealed, so let's go to D. This one should blow your mind because I was really curious what you guys are going to say about this one. So this is the Jack Daniels Tennessee Tasters Angel Share.
Wow.
Interesting. All right.
Yep. This is a distillery only Tennessee exclusive, bottled at 107 proof. So these were barrels selected that had really, really high Angel Share that were taken from the barrels, and they extracted the rest of the bourbon, or the Tennessee whiskey, I should say, and they bottled it, and that's what it is.
What's it called? The Jack Daniels what?
Jack Daniels Tennessee Tasters high Angel Share barrels. So apparently when they went to find these barrels wherever they were, a significant amount of Angel Share were taken, like half the barrel was taken from Angel Share. So they bottled the rest of it, and they made this Tennessee Taster series.
Okay, very, very interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, on that one, I had high rye, clove, fruit, and the proof point at 105 to 115.
I was waiting for you guys to call out the banana note, but nobody tasted, nobody smelled it.
I didn't get that.
It's I gotta say, it's very faint on this one. It's more of a high proof and more of it's a very, very concentrated Jack Daniels. So. But you guys nailed the proof. It's 107 proof. You guys said it was around that 100.
Even going back to it, I don't get much banana on that at all.
Yeah, it's a very, very unique whiskey. I love it.
All right. Well, this will be interesting. We could have, Dan. We could have just stopped at 1 and 2.
I know, right?
Or A and B. A and B.
All right. So now you guys have A and B in the same slot. You have A number 1 and B number 1. So let's go to B first. So B is the, you ready? Drum roll. Coming in at only 90.4 proof is the Woodford Reserve double oaked special.
Oh, that's really good.
And I actually just sent Dan a bottle of this when I was at the distillery.
Awesome.
That's the double oaked. That's the distillery only release.
So this is the same process as the double oaked. They keep it in for about a year, and then they put it in again in a separate, actually not a separate barrel. They keep it in for a following year, and it just sits there. So it's in there for almost 2 years, double oaked. So
that's awesome.
Well, that's really good.
Isn't that good? Isn't that good stuff?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, going through the first time, that was my front runner.
Yeah, it was. I kind of went back and forth between A and B as well.
Yeah.
All right, now letter A. I'm sorry, guys. You probably won't be able to get this.
Oh, here we go. This is what I was just about ready to say. So far, these are, for the most part, kind of, well, a little bit ones you can kind of get, but
A. I was so hoping that you guys would pick A as the favorite, and you both of you picked A because this was my personal favorite out of the flight. You ready?
Yeah.
This is coming in at 86 proof only, so you guys kind of got the proof right, but you were a little bit thrown off. But this is Ancient Age from 1985.
Really?
Nice.
Yep.
So you got a dusty, man.
I threw a dusty in there, man. This is an Ancient Age.
That was in honor of Dusty Dan.
Yeah, this was a Dusty Dan pick. So remember, Ancient Age is considered to be a higher rye. So you guys kind of nailed that flavor profile. But the butterscotch and the creaminess on the mouthfeel of this is unreal. So this is an Ancient Age from, it's still got the old tax stamp on it.
Yeah.
And it's from 1985. So I had a buddy whose grandfather passed away, and he left him all this unopened whiskey, and he knew I was a kind of a bourbon nut. So he's like, I'll just give this to you because I'm not going to do anything with it. So I got this bottle, and it's been one of my favorite that I've been sipping on over the last year, like little by little. As you can see, I have a little bit left, but I'm in love with this stuff. It is so good.
And it was really, really good. Now here's the one thing. So Dan, go back to A right now and smell that nose. You're gonna pick that up like immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Boom. Boom. This is Dusty Dan in a glass right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the chat. Everyone's going, wow, damn. No, Ancient Age. Awesome bottle. My Perry said, all right, my turn to send y'all samples. So Perry, if you want to get in on this, you're more than welcome, buddy.
Yeah. Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
That's the funny part. Now that you go back through this, you've got that dusty funkiness that's there. But I didn't pick that up right away. But you know what? I think the way you did this by having this as A, I didn't have anything to really do a big comparison to. But now that you say it and you go back to it,
and that's exactly why I put it at A.
Yeah, it's definitely got that funk to it.
That's almost how that 1969 Old Crow Chessman comes off as the same deal. It's got that musty, dusty, that little bit of funk to it. Man, that was good. And I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it's the thing that impresses me about this bottle. I haven't had anything that's 86 proof that had that type of mouthfeel to it. And it's like creamy ice cream, butterscotch, Werther's original candy. It's so amazing.
It's up to my palate. I mean, it just sat there.
It just sits on your palate. It's an amazing bottle. I'll give you a little close up here again, guys. Ancient Age from 1985. So,
Okay.
You know, and the other interesting thing is, so that's one for me that drank a little hotter than 86 proof.
Yeah, I had it at 100 and 105.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that has to do with the now. Remember, H&H is that Nashville too with that higher rye, and it's always has been from Buffalo Trace. So Ancient Age was back when Freddie Johnson's dad was still the master distiller.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this would be Booker. This would be Booker juice.
No, not Booker. This is Buffalo Trace.
Or not yet, Buffalo Trace. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, Jason, this was awesome, man. I mean, that's what a way to twist this up here. I mean,
yeah, I think that was the tough part. Starting out with A right away was a crazy place to start.
Yeah, and I can't believe I was hoping that one of you would pick A as your favorite, and both of you picked it. So that was
I'd say, man, that's some good juice right there, man.
Yeah. It's really good stuff.
And really, the interesting part is, Scott, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Jason can maybe play some drums or do something or do a crazy dance or something for you. So Scott says,
I'm not dancing for Scott.
Okay. Well, no, it does. It just says great show. My dad drank the Ancient Age when he was alive, so that's kind of cool. I'm glad. That's cool.
That's amazing. Thank you, Scott. That's awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that really is.
Yeah, the 85. This 85 Ancient Age is it's definitely a special bottle. I'm a little sad. It's almost gone, but I love this stuff. So
I've got an older bottle actually of the Ancient Age 10 Star. I'd be interested to see your guys' thoughts on that, like compared to that. So that'd be kind of interesting to see what those profiles. I don't think it's quite that old. I believe the 10 Star that I've got is from the like maybe mid 90s. So
yeah,
not too far off, but it'd be interesting to kind of see. But yeah, that's really a fantastic whiskey. And for me, generally, I don't gravitate towards a lot of the older whiskeys for that reason, because I can usually pick up that kind of like little bit of that old funk, that different style of what they used to do when they were producing the whiskey back in the day. And that's
I mean, remember there's more technology now with how they can control fermentation, how they can control every part of the aging process from mash to fermentation to distilling to bottle. There's so much more that they can control now that they couldn't back in the day. And maybe some of that, not such a refined and such an elegant spirit that we get to drink today is part of the lure of a nice dusty and some of those flavor profiles that you're not going to get in something today. And that's what I love about it. And that's what I was hoping you guys would love about it as well.
Yeah. And I think that's exactly the situation that we're in now. Everything is always so controlled versus things being a little bit more, kind of random back in the day, that now you've got such a, I guess in a good way, more of a consistency that they're able to put out there versus, back in the day where things were a little bit more, kind of random and not so much technology, obviously, applied to the whiskey making process. So
I do have a pint of Ancient Age. I'd like to go and crack that open next to this guy and compare the two.
Yeah, that would be very, very interesting. Well, I can give you if we want to do a little bit of a blind one, I can give you the 10 Star versus our sample that we have here and your sample of whatever you've got. That'd be a very kind of cool little vertical to do, just to see the difference in that,
No, that was awesome, man. I mean, that was awesome, Jason. What a
these were very, very, very good. So
I'm glad you enjoyed it. There was definitely, like you said, a method to my madness, and I'm glad you guys really enjoyed it. So
yeah,
and it's not that anything was bad. It was hard to choose from, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, that was the crazy part, was that any of these, I mean, you really couldn't have put them in a bad order. I mean, they're all really, really good, solid pours. So, thanks for sending all those out. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So if you guys, so real quick, Ancient Age, your favorite, came in at only 86 proof. B, which was the double oaked, comes in at 90.4. The Knob Creek comes in at 100 even. Your Tennessee Tasters came in at 107, and your Maker's Mark came in at 110. So nothing super high proof there, but you guys definitely had a different inclination of what each proof was based on the flavor profile. And that's what I got from this flight. Each one of these drams that I've had certain proof points that did not taste like it. And I thought the flavor on all of these were so pronounced and so impressive that's why I picked it. The only one I will say, the Knob Creek 2001, I was a little bit disappointed in when I first tried it. I thought it'd be a little bit more bolder, especially at the 100 proof point. But I did think it offered something unique that was a little bit off of a regular Knob Creek flavor profile. I mean, it did have that nuttiness to it, but the spiciness on the end of that specific bottle was something that was a little bit different off than a regular Knob Creek. So that's why I included it.
Yeah, and there was, and like we said before, I mean, really, you could have put a lot of these, I mean, outside of maybe, like we had A and B as 1 and 2, but really going, C, D, and E, you really could have put those almost in any order. I mean, it was just a matter of kind of preference in terms of how you liked it. But it was a really, really interesting and fun, vertical to kind of go through and really challenge your palate with that. So thanks.
Yeah,
again.
all the stuff is definitely different. The Tennessee Tasters, you can only get in Tennessee. I happen to be there. I grabbed that one. They had a couple of different Tennessee Tasters, but that high Angel share was the one I wanted. The Woodford Double Oaked is only really available in the distillery. I mean, you can get it in some stores, but it's pretty hard to come by, but I think it's extremely unique. We talked about Maker's Mark Private Select. I wanted to throw in because the nose did not match the palate, which I thought was very unique. And the Ancient Age, I just thought from 1985, I just wanted to throw that in because I just think it's something you guys would have never had. And I'm so pleased that you guys picked that as your favorite, both of you. So
yeah,
good job.
That was really
Good job on you guys.
Yeah, well, Scott had mentioned before from Chef Dummies that he expected more out of the 2001 just because of the price. And I think, honestly, there were a lot of people that felt exactly the same. And for that reason, there's still some where you go into a lot of stores and there's still some that are.
Yeah, I mean, that says a lot. The fact that you can go in a couple stores and still see that Knob Creek 2001 hanging around. That definitely tells you something. And that's why I included it in this flight because, I mean, Dan, you put that Knob Creek pickup, and I'm sure that's a 14-year-old bourbon, and it's probably got some really nice, typical, but different Knob Creek flavor profiles. The Knob Creek 2001 just came off as just way different. And I think for some people, it came off as really good, but for the majority, it just wasn't impressive enough. So, but for me, I thought it was different enough that it stood out. Not my favorite Knob Creek, but definitely offered something different for the masses.
Yeah, and you can see, I mean, we're doing a fairly unfair comparison. I mean, when you're doing these verticals and you're matching up a lot of different things, we've got, A through E, all of these on their own are really, really good, solid pours. But, that's the interesting part or fun part of doing these is getting that profile and picking and choosing, what it is that you like and why. And it really gives you a good idea of what it is that you do like and why you like it. And it eliminates all of the, labeling bias that's involved. So,
yeah, I'm going to see if I can't find me a bottle of that Ancient Age 1985.
I think we all knew that it wouldn't take very long for you to go hunting for one of those. So
that's pretty good, man.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff. I was very impressed with it. the day, and it's tasted the same from the neck pour all the way down to where it's at now. So it's been a very impressive bourbon. I'm glad my buddy gave it to me. It's amazing stuff.
Yeah, it really is. So
I know some of the I saw some of the chat in there and talked about doing some reviews and stuff. There is some talks of me possibly starting a channel. Not 100% set on the name of it, but it could be Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews.
Yeah, guys, in the chat, we're trying to get Dan to start a channel, so he's thinking about it.
Which he should, because I mean, rightfully so. And if he goes down that avenue with things, he's got a really, really good, palate and nose, and he knows a lot about whiskey. And I think it would be, doing justice to a lot of the other people out there who want to, experience those older whiskeys through somebody else, where we don't all have the ability to get those, but for somebody to, educate us and let us know what those, really are. I really, Dan, I hope you do something like that. I think it would be a fantastic channel.
Hey,
I might need somebody to help me out with the graphics.
Check out the chat, Scott. We got a $20 super chat from Eric Waite. He said, send Monica a coin for her birthday.
Monica, I will definitely do that. Eric, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And your coins are in the mail. So I sent you 2 of them, and I'll definitely send Monica. So Monica, send me an email. I'll put my email again here in the chat in a minute, and just send me that, and I'll send that off to you. So thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate it.
We already got DJ Beacon said, "Go for it, Dusty Dan. It's catching on, Dusty."
Yes, it is.
Yes, I mean, it's definitely something that I have been thinking about. I do have some oldies and some goodies that I can start out with, saying there's a good guy I know too that does some nice graphics that I might have to reach out to. So
who the hell is that? Who are you talking about?
Yeah, well, if you do know who does that, then let us all know, because we've been searching for that guy as well. So. No, so I guess I just want to say thanks to everybody who's joined along in the chat tonight, and a special thanks to Jason from the Mash and Drum for sending us these samples and kind of giving us the opportunity to kind of go through these. Dan, I know you wanted to say a little something before we kind of wrap this thing up, so I'll kind of throw it over to you.
Yeah, my son wanted me to say hi to him on YouTube. So, Cullen, this one's for you, buddy. Hi, I love you.
Cool.
Nice.
And Jason, why don't you let everybody know where they can find you and kind of what you've got in the works and some of the cool things you've got going on now?
I have bracket 2 of my March Madness $20 to $30 bourbon shootout. Going to be filming that tomorrow. So hopefully you guys tune in for that. Probably going to post it Thursday or Friday. It's got a lot of views, and a lot of people are excited to see what's going to be the favorite. Tune in tomorrow night on my live stream at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to have the author Brian Hara of Bourbon Justice on my channel. We're going to be talking about his book, talking about some really great bourbons, and we're cracking open and going to be taste testing the new Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A119. So be there for that.
Nice.
Very cool. Well, thanks guys for doing this along, and Jason, thanks again for sending the samples, and a big thanks to everybody for jumping in tonight, the super chats, everything. So with that being said, and like I say, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers.
Night, guys.
Good night, guys.